everyone, my name is Samantha Dutton-Jones and I am a CPRS student volunteer. Today I'm here with Rochelle Grayson, who is a program advisor and industry chair on the University of British Columbia's Digital Strategy Certificate and Social Media program. So Rochelle, thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thank you.
So you just did a presentation on the trends for 2015 that we need to look out for.
Yes.
And you did a majority of your presentation on technology.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing that I've seen everywhere nowadays is IoT, which is the interest of things.
Internet.
Internet of Things, thank you for catching me on
Yeah.
that. So what does it mean? Can you give us a bit of a background on it?
Yeah, so the Internet of Things often today is talked about in terms of small home appliances, your refrigerator or your toaster having interesting technology. But ultimately what it means is that any device or sensors around the world are all going to be connected into the same network and will now have access to a variety of data that we've never had before. And so if you think of your electricity and your gas and your water usage, and that's tied into a network that you could actually access on an app and see what your usage is like, or if you can see what traffic is doing and they can adjust the lights so that traffic can go faster across the Lionsgate Bridge. All of those things, so it can be very, very specific to a home and turning the lights on and off and making things happen, but it can also be really broad to cities and municipalities that really want to manage their resources that exist across a large space or anything like that. So it's really having data, networked data, connected to almost everything we do.
It makes me feel a little bit like we're in the future, like we have a smart house or something that's doing everything for us, or cars, like what's being created, how they drive themselves and things like that. So
yeah, well, I think it will. Right now, it seems very weird to us, but I also think the next 20, 25 years, it'll be a real experiment.
Yeah.
Some things will work, and some things we probably won't want because privacy is going to be a big issue around this. So privacy and security is probably going to be one of the big hurdles in terms of how much people want to be connected at all times and have all that information available to anyone at all times.
Yeah, well, speaking of being connected, social media is obviously a huge thing nowadays. Almost everybody's on it. And BuzzFeed is an example that you actually talked about in your presentation, and how a lot of their online articles are tailored to how it's being shared online and how it's connecting to others. Do you think this is going to be a dominant trend in the future over things such as SEOs or key terms on Google?
Yeah, I think that the kind of person or the kind of information that people are looking for when they do a search is very different than information that we want to share with our friends or with our colleagues online. And we're really now seeing companies, and very successful companies, creating content that is meant to be shared and not spending much time or attention on search engine optimization. They really want to make sure that it goes viral, and that's all that's important to them because that's how they get their readers and viewers. In essence, it's back to that word of mouth. And so they're looking for content that's going to maximize the word of mouth attractiveness. And in a lot of cases, the words we use when we speak to each other and when we share with each other are not SEO optimized words.
Right.
So I do think that SEO will still have a place, but I think it may, in the social sphere, in the social world, may have a slightly different level of importance than it has in the past. It'll be great for information, resources, when you're really digging for specifications and things like that.
Okay, yeah. And like you said, with advertising and marketing, there is so much noise nowadays for consumers and people that are wanting to buy products. Do you think that it's a smarter option for advertisers and marketers to maybe use a more simplistic approach as opposed to cluttering individuals with everything?
Yeah, we are overloaded with information.
Yeah.
And most people only want to read things that they think matter and that are important to them. So I always recommend simplifying your social media activities, even the content that you create, because in essence, people are looking for simplicity. They're looking for a way to just have to make less choice. Choice is difficult, and it creates a lot of mental overhead in terms of having to just make a decision as to what is right and what is wrong. So if companies and brands can make things really simple for people, I believe they will be happier. And I also believe that if there is less noise, by simplifying, you will then pay attention to things when it does come out, as opposed
Yeah.
to it being 1 in a million pieces of information and you have to sift through it to find out what really is important or interesting.
Definitely.
So higher quality, maybe less quantity.
Yeah. Well, that is really great. Thank you so much for giving us a recap on what you talked about today.
My pleasure.
And everyone, once again, this is Rochelle Grayson, and she just did a presentation on the trends that you need to watch out for 2015. If you would like more information or details on her presentation, you can visit the CPRS Vancouver website for a written review. And thanks for tuning in. See you next time.